Okay, it's time to mark out my my territory where I think the house is going to be built, for the city to come by and inspect. There's a little marker here. I'm going to be doing 50 feet by 30 feet, so 1,500 square feet. It's a guess, you know. They know that it's not going to be exactly right, but I'm ready to get this thing marked. You're gonna want one of these. Now it's kind of hell because I had to clear that wall of brush that was blocking my way. But such is the game. There she is. Had to cut my way through, and I found this cool rock. Okay, so the other day I made a couple other videos and I accidentally put it on time lapse. So I'll try to redo what I had said. Okay, I took the cover off this thing because it is really, I know that a lot of people say, oh, it's not safe. Well, I'll tell you what's not safe is the rubber on this thing was so thick that every time I shoved something in there, it would rock the whole system. So like the entire chipper would rock, and pulling the stick back out if I didn't finish the stick, I'd have to put my foot right here and pull on it. That's unsafe. So I removed that. It worked a lot better that way. This thing right here. Also, I had gotten a stick stuck in there, and I had to take off that whole section just to redo it. It was fun. A good 20 minutes of labor there. But anyway, other than that, it's a really good chipper. I haven't tried this portion yet. I'm going to do that probably tomorrow. I got to go to a job, and I'll be back this afternoon. So I haven't yet stressed that setting up base camp is probably one of your most important tasks when you are pioneering like this. I'm not exactly remote. I'm not in the middle of 100 acres, but I am remote. I need to be able to access town, but it's not that far away from me. But for some people it is. But setting up your base camp is the ultimate task when you're first cutting your way in. Now you got to cut your way in first in some cases, like I did. This was all trees. So I, in the beginning, was in a small tent, and then I was in a truck camper tent, and then I migrated to this 3-person tent as I made space. But as you make space, you're able to set up more and more things for your base camp. It's going to be gradual. This is my water station. It began really simple with this guy here. This is nothing more than a way to clean my dishes. I keep it covered. I don't dump food in the water, and it lasts pretty much forever. It's 5 gallons of water. It's not going anywhere. This is where I keep my food. All right, my food and my drinks. I don't need much, just enough to keep cool in some ice. Well, ice melts. What are you gonna do with it? Dump it on the ground? That's no good. It's pretty much drinkable, but not really. So you can't really just dump that into here. So what I did was I dumped it into here. Now I can just scoop this into there, like this. Out comes some water to be filtered, okay? It's a simple filter system. Now I upgraded today to an Igloo. This has got the, you can't see it from there, but it's got the valve. So I put some ice in there, and pretty soon that's gonna melt. But I've got plenty of water in the meantime. As the ice melts, it's gonna be cool water, which is great. I just throw a cup under there and just drink it as I need throughout the day. All right, so that's my water station. I advise setting up something similar, whatever works for you. If you need to wash something, you need to keep your food cool, you need to drink, and it needs to be filtered. Okay. The next thing you need to be able to do is cook food. I've been eating out every day. Now I kind of ran the numbers, and for what I eat, that's for cost-wise, it's probably about 1/4 to 1/3 more than I would pay if I bought my own food and cooked it. And don't do the canned stuff because it's all sodium. Stay away from the center aisles. You want to eat clean food. This is the beginning of my my campfire setup. Now I've got some more stones to throw on here. I'm going to do that in a minute, but this is what I'm going to be cooking on. It was about 20 bucks. I forgot where I got that thing at, but it works great. It just folds up and you can cook anything on it. I am going to be doing a campfire. I'm going to be digging a hole right here to make it a little deeper. That's very important, with a post hole digger and a shovel. And I've got some more rocks. Okay, I'm going to need a few more rocks. I've got some empty areas there. The purpose of the pit, the purpose of the rocks, excuse me, is to keep the fire contained in the pit. The purpose of digging a hole is for the same reason. You don't want the fire above ground as much as possible. You want the rocks to be secure, and I probably want to go another layer of rocks. I'm going to need another trip to go get those rocks, but I'm going to clear around the area as well. If I had some pebbles to throw around there, I would do that. Little penny rocks. Probably just get a bag of those or two and throw them around. That'll make this a good permanent site. So I'm going to dig a hole, and I'm hoping to get cooking pretty soon. But you want to be very careful. You don't want to start a fire. I'm on 10 acres of property, as are all of my neighbors, and I don't want to piss them off by starting a fire. That's no way to start off a relationship with your neighbors. All right, so this is the beginning, and it should fit fairly well, like that. Cook up there. I'll have some cast iron, good level surface. I'll fix it. So you're not going to want to drag dirt into your hooch. I've got a mat there, one there that I clean out. They're on pallets, and I just picked that up at Habitat for Humanity for like $5. Those are really cool. You can clean your boots. Okay, this is the updated system. Kind of out of context with the video, but I've got the battery monitor, works great. Over here, I put a switch to turn on the charge controller. I've got a switch here to turn on, or interrupt, I should say, to interrupt the inverter. I've updated all the connections, and I've wired that directly in. Before I was doing a DC, but I've wired it directly in, and I've got a little adapter there that goes straight to that. Of course, they are all breakered. This has got a little breaker on there. In this case, I can't take that off one-handed, but this is a 175, because that's a 2000 watt, and of course that's a 12 amp, and of course how the math works out. There was a little bug there. It's not a place to be, bug. You don't want to be there. And for the life of me, I can't figure out why I bought this. I think it was for the previous inverter I had, because it was a smaller inverter. I just can't figure out what I bought it for. I got it here just in case I need it. But anyway, I'm going to be upgrading by adding another battery. It's about 300 and something bucks, and I just don't have that right now. But also, I ran into a problem with my setup, which is cool. I like my setup because it's mobile. I can take it to any station. I've got 3 stations to take it to. But the problem is, I've got nowhere to put a second battery. What am I going to do? I don't even know where to put that. So maybe I'll have to add like a trailer on, like another little section with feet and wheels, and just a little section there that pulls behind it. I don't know. I'll figure it out. What's cool about this inverter is you leave this in the off position. You plug this remote in, and now I have a remote on the inside. Okay, about a half hour of sweat equity using about 250-year-old technology. I got about 8 inches down. That Georgia topsoil was really tough on top, and the clay was even tougher underneath. But that is sufficiently deep to throw some straw in there after some, before I put some small twigs, and then on top of that will be some sticks and some logs, and that'll start a good fire. That'll burn for a while, and then it'll be time to cook. Well, there we go. And to think, this is about how wide the wells were dug, thousands of years ago by hand, and they didn't even have 250-year-old technology called a shovel like we do. They used tools, just not quite as advanced. But yeah, imagine digging down like 50 feet that way for a community well. It turns out I really don't need any rocks to go around. Obviously the dirt will take care of it. Cut all these trees down about an hour using this little guy, which is awesome. Now they're kind of small, you can see with my foot. See, I mean, they're not too big. I mean, I gotta be able to do something with these things, right? They're almost like the same length, same thickness. I could like make a raft out of those. I don't know what to do with them. I hate to waste them. I'm sure I'll figure something out. And we have fire. I'm in no short supply of dry brush out here to burn.